Oh, hey team, Kieran here from Big Red Cats. Want to talk about ski pole straps? Never use them. So never do this because they're going to act like handcuffs. They're going to trap you in tree walls and avalanches, and they might dislocate your shoulder. So don't use them. Instead, just put your hand on the ski pole, hold it, and let it flap. Occasionally you might drop the pole, but we'll pick it up. The tail guide will pick it up and it won't be a problem. But it'll be much, much safer. You can see in this video, pole straps really affect your ability to grab branches and stop yourself going for a ride in an avalanche. You can see here, it's a nice branch coming up, collects it with two hands and stops his progress, which is good. One of the ways to think about going for a ride is think about you're in a whitewater river and trying to swim. You wouldn't want to try to swim with ski poles in your hands. So it would be almost impossible. So you want to get rid of those ski poles and you don't want to wear ski straps. So this next video shows a little guy who's buried in an avalanche, and you can see when he's got his poles, they act like anchors or big weights that hold him back. He can't move his arms. When he gets rid of that, he can do a thrust for the surface or clear an airway. So he's in much, much better shape. This is a really interesting video. You can see our pro skier putting on his ski pole straps, his big leather handcuffs, He starts down the hill, starts a nice big avalanche, and is buried. He's actually buried for quite a long time, and then he's got some really competent friends who dig him up. But you can see just his hand off to the left side of the screen is really stuck. Even though some of his torso is clear, he still can't move his hands, and that's because of those big leather handcuffs, the big ski straps, just stopping him from moving his arms at all. And that was the case. It probably would have stopped him from doing a thrust for the surface or creating an air pocket. And this is a great, happy, surprising story. There's some nice young men from Australia skiing in Switzerland. They got buried in an avalanche, and one of their friends who was buried, you can see here, and he's waving his ski pole, and that's the only way they found him, which is actually a miracle because none of them had transceivers and he would have died for sure otherwise. So they dug him out and found him, which shows that maybe a ski pole can be used for good in an avalanche as long as you thrust it for the surface. We still don't want you wearing ski straps, but you know, it's something to think about because it definitely saved this young man's life. You can see here there's a few mistakes in pulling him out. They dug a hole straight down rather than from the side, and they took off their gloves. But the young man who did the rescue here I think was fantastic. You know, he got his stuff organized, he got over there quickly, and he dug his friend out. If he hadn't done it another minute or two, his friend would have died. So he did a great job there. One of the big things that ski pole straps do is they stop you from being able to create an airway or do a thrust for the surface, like this little guy in the tree well's doing. If he had ski pole straps, he wouldn't be able to do it. The other problem with ski pole straps is it makes it much more likely that you'll dislocate your shoulder, like this little guy in the graphic. You catch your basket in the tree, pulls your shoulder back, dislocates your shoulder. We also get asked about these ski poles that have got a release mechanism. They're really good, but we don't recommend them. We'd still say please don't use your ski pole straps because even a little bit of force, if you're stuck in a tree wall or an avalanche, still a bit of a nightmare. Thanks team, that's it for now.